The Cowboys are gearing up for their third preseason matchup of 2025, and this one has fans buzzing. Dallas heads into a showdown with the Atlanta Falcons, a team that has also been making noise this offseason, and both squads will use this game as a critical dress rehearsal before the regular season kicks off. Preseason Week 3 is often the moment where starters get extended reps, coaches finalize depth charts, and young players make their last push to secure a roster spot. And when it's Cowboys versus Falcons, you know there are going to be plenty of storylines worth watching. So let's break down everything you need to know, from key players to watch, to what this game really means, and of course, my bold prediction for how it will all play out. This is not just another preseason game, it's the point where questions need answers. For Dallas, the biggest focus will be on Dak Prescott and how comfortable he looks in what has been an evolving offense. Prescott doesn't need to prove his place, but he does need to show rhythm, timing, and confidence with his receivers. The Cowboys have spent the offseason fine-tuning the passing attack, and with new wrinkles being added to Mike McCarthy's system, all eyes will be on whether Dak and CeeDee Lamb can establish that mid-season chemistry early. Lamb has looked sharp in camp, but now it's about carrying that into real game action against a defense that's hungry to prove itself. Another major storyline is the Cowboys' offensive line. Injuries and inconsistency have been the story of the line in recent years, and now, with younger players being tested alongside established veterans, Dallas needs to see stability. Protecting Dak has to be priority number one, and in this game, the Falcons' pass rush will provide a real test. If the line holds up, it will go a long way toward quieting concerns heading into the regular season. But if they struggle, it could spark new questions about whether this unit is ready for the grind ahead. On the other side of the ball, the Cowboys' defense will get a great test against Atlanta's developing offense. Micah Parsons, the anchor of the defense, has been vocal about wanting this unit to dominate from the first snap of the season. Parsons' explosiveness off the edge is always must-watch, but in preseason, it's also about the depth pieces. Who will step up alongside him? The Cowboys have been evaluating their rotation at defensive line and linebacker, and this matchup will show who's ready to contribute consistently. One player to keep an eye on is Trayvon Diggs. Coming off injury and looking to reestablish himself as one of the league's top corners, Diggs will be tested by Atlanta's young receivers. While preseason doesn't always show the full scope of schemes, one-on-one matchups in these games matter for confidence and rhythm. If Diggs looks sharp, it bodes well for the secondary. And beyond Diggs, the Cowboys want to see which of their young corners can lock down roster spots and earn the trust of defensive coordinator Dan Quinn. Speaking of Dan Quinn, this game holds an extra layer of intrigue since it's against his former team. Quinn knows the Falcons organization well, and though this is preseason, there's always a little extra fire when a coach goes against his old squad. That's the type of underlying storyline that gives this game just a bit more weight than a typical August contest. For the Falcons, quarterback play will be in the spotlight. Dallas will likely face a rotation of Atlanta's signal callers, but the Falcons' offense has been centered around building balance with their run game. That means the Cowboys' defensive front will get a great look at their run defense, an area they've been working hard to shore up. Dallas has been vulnerable to power running teams in recent years, and if they can hold their ground here, it will be a strong sign of progress. Now, let's shift back to the Cowboys' offense and talk about the wide receiver group. CeeDee Lamb is the unquestioned leader, but what about behind him? Michael Gallup is fighting to prove he can be a reliable option again, while young players like Jalen Tolbert are trying to carve out bigger roles. Preseason Week 3 is where those battles come into focus. If Gallup shows he can separate and make contested catches, it will boost confidence in the depth chart. And if Tolbert continues to flash, it could earn him more snaps when the games really count. These reps matter, and against a competitive Atlanta secondary, it won't come easy. Another big storyline is the Cowboys' backfield. Ever since moving on from Ezekiel Elliott and then Tony Pollard, Dallas has been searching for a new identity at running back. Whether it's through committee or a breakout star emerging, this game will be a key chance to evaluate the rotation. Fans will be watching closely to see if anyone can establish themselves as the go-to option for grinding out tough yards and closing games. Preseason isn't always about stats, but how these backs look in pass protection, short yardage, and red zone opportunities will matter a lot to the coaching staff. Special teams also deserve attention. Preseason games are often where kickers, punters, and return men battle for jobs. For Dallas, consistency in the kicking game is something fans have been begging for, and this matchup could give clarity on who will handle those duties in the regular season. Don't be surprised if a single kick or return ends up making the difference between who stays and who goes when rosters are finalized. Now, let's get into what fans really love: predictions and bold takes. This game will be less about the final score and more about execution. But here's my bold prediction: Dallas defense will set the tone early, forcing a turnover in the first quarter that gives the Cowboys momentum. Micah Parsons will flash his dominance, but it will be one of the younger defensive linemen who grabs the spotlight with a breakout performance. On offense, Dak and CD will connect for a big play to remind everyone that this duo is ready to pick up right where they left off. And in the backfield, one of the lesser-known running backs will steal the show, putting pressure on the coaching staff to give him more opportunities when the real games begin. Ultimately, my prediction is that the Cowboys will come out of this game looking sharper and more prepared than they have in previous weeks. The offense will show flashes of rhythm, the defense will assert itself, and the depth players will make things tough on the coaching staff when it comes to final cuts. The final score might not matter much in the standings, but the performance will matter a great deal in shaping the roster and the confidence of this team heading into week 1 of the regular season. So there you have it, a full breakdown of the Cowboys vs. Falcons preseason Week 3 showdown. From Dak Prescott's timing with his receivers, to the battles in the trenches, to the young players trying to make their mark, this game is loaded with storylines. For Dallas, it's about fine-tuning, building chemistry, and showing that they're ready to chase big goals once the season begins. Thanks for watching, Cowboys Nation. If you're excited about this game and want to stay locked in on every preview, prediction, and post-game breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Drop your bold prediction in the comments below. Who do you think will be the surprise standout against Atlanta? I'll be diving into your takes in the next video. Until then, buckle up, because the season is almost here, and the Cowboys are ready to roll.